How to have hope in a dark world. In times like these, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and hopeless. But as Christians, we have a source of hope that can sustain us even in the darkest of times. Let's explore some scriptures from the NIV Bible that remind us of this hope. First, 1 Peter 1:13 encourages us to prepare our minds, control ourselves, and look forward in hope as we focus on the grace that comes when Jesus returns. This reminds us that our hope is not in the circumstances of this world, but in the promise of Jesus' return. Romans 8:25 reminds us that if we look forward to something we don't yet have, we must wait patiently and confidently. This verse encourages us to trust in God's timing and have hope even when we can't see the fulfillment of our desires. And in Romans 8:28, we are reminded that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love Him. This verse assures us that even in the midst of trials and challenges, God is working behind the scenes for our ultimate good. In 2 Corinthians 1:8-10, we hear about the trouble the Apostle Paul and his companions went through. They were crushed and overwhelmed, but they learned to rely on God, who rescued them from mortal danger. This reminds us that even in our darkest moments, God is with us and will rescue us. Philippians 3:13-14 encourages us to forget the past and look forward to what lies ahead. We are reminded to press on and keep our eyes on the heavenly prize that God has called us to. Jeremiah 29:11 reassures us that God has plans for us, plans for good and not for disaster. This verse reminds us that even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty, God has a future and a hope for each one of us. And finally, Romans 5:2 reminds us that because of our faith in Christ, we have been brought into a place of undeserved privilege. We can confidently and joyfully look forward to sharing in God's glory. In a world filled with wars, racial division, anger and hatred, it's easy to lose hope. But as Christians, we can find hope in Jesus Christ. He is our anchor in the storm, our source of strength and peace. By placing our trust in Him, we can find hope that transcends the circumstances of this world. So let us hold on to this hope, let us encourage one another, and let us share the hope we have in Jesus with those around us. In Him, we can find hope in a dark world.